How do y'all do?
Makes sense.
How do y'all deal with um, there being a problem arising in a group setting, and members of said group um, more inclined to harp on the problem as opposed to like talk solutions? How do y'all deal with that?
Say it one more time.
So we're in a group. We're in a group,
Mhm.
and we put in the group chat, yo, such and such happened today. Oh damn, man, that's fucked up. Duh, 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 duh. And we go on a tangent about what happened. Meanwhile, one of us is like, so what's the solution?
Oh, man, that's my problem to this day, bro. That's the reason why I cut my own hair, because I can't do that shit at barbershops. Bro, that's real life, my nigga. I cannot sit down with people and just talk about something.
Yeah.
That's the reason why our podcast is what it is right now, is because we can't just sit here and just talk about it.
Damn.
Like, we just go on tangents
On
about
tan-
about solutions that we come up in our heads on why that shit works.
That's
for
a good
us.
point. We did just jump all over. We did Samuel
Bro,
Jackson does
because
7
we
movies
have
a
to
year.
finish that. We have to finish that before we get on from that problem. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just be sitting here talking about things and there not being like any thorough analysis or solutions about it.
I'm finding myself struggling more and more by the day, um, engaging in conversations that harp on what isn't.
Oh, I won't.
I've had so much I've made so much progress and have had so much success going. All right, so how do we problem solve? I'll never my y'all do y'all remember when y'all parents got their first stereo? Was that a big deal in your house?
I don't.
It
Not
so
that I know of. The computer was the bigger deal.
the computer was a really big deal too, but my parents had split up by then, so it was like it wasn't as big a deal as my dad would have made it. The stereo was like this sign of like they made it for real. So the fucking Circuit City news thing would come every week, and he would circle it, and now we're gonna get this one. It's gonna have this. It's gonna get that. And then finally the day came when we got it. We all loaded up in the van and we drove to Circuit City and we walked around and he tried it out and they actually tested it with Bone Thugs. The one that had
East 99.
not East 1999. Which one had Crossroads on it?
East 99.
It really? Okay, so it was East 1999. In fucking Circuit City, the dude opened it off the shelf. He was like, "You want?" He's like, "Man, I got you." Like, opened it off the shelf and turned that shit up on full blast at fucking Circuit City in like Fairfield or something wild like that. Blasted. My dad's like, "Yeah, this the one." Got that shit to the house. Ran additional speakers. So the house was like, this was before they was putting
This one
speakers
had
into
that loft up
the
top.
yep. And I probably gave him about a good month with it before my black ass went up there with a screwdriver, and I just had to know how it worked. And took that bitch apart. Gee, took the stereo apart. My nigga came home like, what? I just had to know where the sound was coming from. I just had to know. In my brain, it didn't make sense that you could put a CD in and that it would travel through this little wire to this big ass speaker and it would like sound the way that it did. Somebody had to explain this to me. And since nobody would, guess what I did? I took
Kids
it.
come by it honest, man.
Man, when I tell you, the look on his face made me go, "Oh, I'm about to die today." and to my shout out, Pops, you a real one for this. To his credit, he was like, "Man, I get it." he was. That's all he could say. He was like, "Why did you do that?" I was like, "I just had to know where it was coming from." He was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Bro, I just had to know." It sound motherfucking the Dead President soundtrack sounds so. I had never heard nothing like that, and that was his favorite thing to listen to, bro. When if you want me to stay, that shit comes on, and I don't care where you are. If you happen to be anywhere in vicinity of a speaker, it hits you, and you go, "Nigga," and that was it for me. I had to know. I absolutely had to know. So I said all that to say the solution thing is just like it's that.
There
I-
go money.
I-
Money needing that solution.
I
right
I
there.
just gotta know. I just gotta know how we can do this better, how we can fix it, as opposed to go, let's just harp on what isn't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I'm grateful for it, but it's making relationships harder. That's for sure. Because I'm just really short and can't really stick around the pity party and like the woe is me. Oh, this happened to me. What the fuck are we gonna do to fix it? Like, can we talk about that? You know, that's why I asked that for you
I
guys.
think that's where we're at though right now. Like we're kind of at the cusp. We're at the crossroads right there. And it's good. It's great that you brought that up though, between like solutions and just talking about said issues. We're more inclined to want solutions a little bit more now than ever. Where like the talking points of things, people get caught up in those.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting a lot more people on the side of what are we going to do?
What are we gonna do?
next? Like what's coming up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how we're gonna bridge the gap between where we're at right now to where we need to be at.
Yeah.
And I think people are seeing that a little bit more clearly and trying to put those pieces together as opposed to just like harping on the fact that this is being done to us. Like this stuff has been being done to us for so long.
Yeah.
Like we're past that talking shit.
Yeah.
What
Nah.
we talking about right now.
Yeah. I just it being done to you. All right. Why is it why can't it be done? Why can't it continuously be done to us? And
Do you know, my bad, do you know that that's where the start to my healing process started at?
was asking that question?
Was trying to get to the bottom of what was done. Like, oh shit, how did I put myself into that situation? Like, how did this take place?
That's such a not dangerous isn't the right word. That's such a again, it's the sitting with the demons thing.
Mhm.
It's so much it's exceptionally easier to go, I'm the victim. Why is this why does this keep happening to me? All we have to do is shift that question a little bit and go, what have I done for this to happen to me? And it's a real uncomfortable thing to ask, because then you got to admit some fault and some shit that you like, I don't want to be guilty for that. And you're like, oh, but you are. Damn, G, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
because if you want to say that you have all this control, you know, people just want to talk about all the control they have over themselves and their lives and stuff like that, but then they want to pass the buck when something happens in their life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something happening to you. Yes, it is. Yes, it did happen to you, and and things do come out of left field, things that you never saw happen, saw coming.
Yeah.
But then, how about you take a few steps past that or behind that and see behind that veil what you did in order for that to take place? Like, what was your position in that? Because once you get to the bottom of that, then you may see something a little differently, which will then probably start your processing of things where this cannot happen again. You know what I mean? And that's where your control is going to start at, is like where things cannot happen, because that's not where I'm going to be able to take things, or that's not where I'm going to go with things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to allow life to go about a certain type of way and me just meander through it and just allow people to just fall by the wayside that will actually need your help at some point.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating on so many levels, because it's I you know, that you can, terminology is different, but I personally call it, you know, being acquainted with your demons.
I call putting demons on a leash, like having your demons on a leash. You keep them right there next to you.
Yeah.
You could take them off, put them back on, stuff like that. Play around with them, stuff like that. But you know,
Nigga said play around with
play
it.
around with them, man.
What we doing?
You gotta get well acquainted.
What we doing?
You gotta get well. It's like raising a pup from birth. And like some people have killers, some people have them be just super nice, but they may become super overprotective over you. If your demons become your demons are just very protective of you. They need you. You know what I mean? So you have to once you have to become acquainted with them to understand like how they operate. And then once you get to the bottom of that, bro, you can use them the same way that they use you.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because I got something on my side that say stay dangerous. My nigga, I am always dangerous at all times.
Nigga said you can use them the same way they using you.
Bro.
Whoo.
Yeah. What you sipping in that cup?
Exactly. That ain't coffee.
It's coffee.
That ain't coffee.
Is it a special coffee?
It's my 8 a.m. It's my 8 a.m. coffee,
That
bro.
is not. That ain't coffee in there, Playboy.
8 a.m. coffee, man.